Um, I would definitely say it's something. I won't say it's a huge deal as far as moving the barometer forward, but in my opinion, I do think this puts them in the position of being a favorite to come out of the East for sure, assuredly. Though they were already the favorite to come out already before they acquired Blake, I just think it slightly moved the barometer a bit higher as far as, the bar they were at in comparison back to the East. But man, I ain't gonna lie, man. The Lakers, they need to try to get Andre Drummond and somebody else up in there too before the trade deadline on the 25th if they want to, if they still want to be, still want to compete, because it's looking ugly.
Right. To piggyback off that, bro, I don't think it'll matter because I think the Lakers will get like maybe a semi-blockbuster deal done before the trade deadline. And really what the Nets are doing right now are showing their hand. They're showing that we're really trying to, what's up?
So you think the Lakers need a blockbuster deal?
Really like not like a semi. Yeah.
So you saying if Andre Drummond get bought out, right, because they can't trade for him, right? He'd have to get bought out of that big contract he got. So if he takes a buyout from Cleveland and enters the market, and the Lakers are in the running for him, I think if they do acquire him, I think that does put it back in a competitive mode to where, hey, this thing still can go, potentially 6 or 7.
Right.
So like,
and that's all they would need, because right now they still feel like, are we really going to get it again?
Because I tell you what, the bigger story to me is y'all better win. Because if you don't, and y'all let that old 30-year-old, come on, man. Y'all let him act up if you want to. That's going to be the story. And that might be the team he needs to beat as far as stature and all-star accolade and star-studded. That may be the team he needs to beat in order to boost his ghost and his quest in being the GOAT, that being LeBron James.
Reiterate that real quick again. Isaac, you was breaking up a lot. I want the people to be able to hear you clearly.
So for LeBron James, I think the biggest story, if he does, in fact, get over this mountain, that being another 4-headed monster of all-stars on one team, man, that'll just go to a testament to his greatness and his glory in regards to basketball lore of him being the GOAT. That'll definitely inch him a notch closer.
I like that wordplay. He said all-stars. I was like,
he did, man.
Blake
was a perennial all-star, 6-time all-star.
That was a nice wordplay.
I agree with you, Izzo, from the sense that, like, yeah, it's another notch, but to be honest with you, I don't think LeBron needs any notch to be, like, if he were to lose against them, hypothetically, like, I don't think that does anything to his stature,
right? Because they so souped up, they had to do all of that just to go get him. Just to beat him.
Right. But also one, and LeBron has also said that he feel like he's won by far the hardest 2 championships in NBA history, that being coming back from 3-1 and then winning the championship during the pandemic. So like this, if they meet in the finals, I feel like this potentially could be like cake and ice cream for LeBron, whether or not they lose. I don't feel like if they met in the NBA finals, he would be stressing out on like, how are we going to do this? Now, as far as it relates with the Brooklyn Nets and them acquiring Blake Griffin, I was about to say Paul George, with them acquiring Blake Griffin, thinking back to Blake Griffin back in the day when they was with the Clippers, I always felt like Blake Griffin's game and his success with the Clippers back in the day he was the product of his productivity and his success was vastly predicated off the excellence of being a point guard, that being Chris Paul. I felt like at that time, if you just gave him the ball and said create on your own, like that was like very minimum that he was able to do, and obviously he kind of struggled with his jumper here and there. Over time, as his athleticism has waned, he's improved his jump shot, and it's not something you're scared of, but he's improved it to a certain degree. But I do think with him being with the Brooklyn Nets, if he goes, if he gets put back into a position where it's like he's not necessarily the number 1 or number 2 or number 3 option, and he can just go out there. he's on the court with a James Harden or a Kyrie who are playmakers and he can create for Blake Griffin, then you can see Blake Griffin really, really, truly be effective in having 17, 18-point games when his number doesn't even have to be called. So yeah, I think that's how Blake Griffin can be most effective with he's running pick and rolls or, just crashing the boards for the Brooklyn Nets coming off the bench. And he's also with his old teammate, and that being DeAndre Jordan too. So there may be chemistry in the front court in that way too.
Yeah, and to piggyback what you said off of Blake kind of honing those skills. If you've seen him in Detroit, even like they let him run point forward, right? They let him quite literally take the ball up the court because he can dribble up the court. He has that skill set to where he can initiate the offense, right? So I just think it's a matter of, because I think it's a great possibility that he does come off of the bench. But if you got Blake Griffin going up against second unit players up in the NBA, like I like that matchup. Like I like it a lot, actually. So, that'll just be another hurdle again. LeBron James have to climb, but it's definitely looking like, Kyrie is on his way to a second ring. My nigga James is on his way to his first one. God damn.
I still don't think it's gonna happen, man.
I don't know, man.
I'm really hoping that AD is getting adequate rest. So when you come back, that first round, he's kind of work his way back in. The second round, he should be back at full effect. And then this, for me, this shit really won't be a conversation.
You got, hold on. You got Kyrie averaging 27 right now for the Nets. James Harden averaging 25. KD averaging 29. Kyrie, 6. James Harden averaging 11 assists. I believe he leads the league with those 11 assists per game.
He does.
And so yeah, I mean, like, you got all the scoring coming from like those three guys, and who are I don't even think it's arguably like still like in the sphere of their prime. Kevin Durant looking like he ain't had nobody's surgery. However, not wishing this on him, but we know it at the most ill-advised time, unsuspected time, Kyrie could have a nagging knee injury of some sort. So we don't know if that may happen down the road, or if that could happen during the playoffs or what have you. As far as like their bigs, you got Bruce Brown averaging 8. He's averaging 8 points and 4 boards. Then you got DeAndre Jordan averaging 7 points and 7 boards. Like, nobody on this team is averaging more than 10 rebounds a game. So I mean, there's you got Blake Griffin. You can come
That's
in.
all they did.
That's AD. That's got to be AD, and hopefully Drummond if they get him. That's what they do.
Yeah, right now nobody on their team is averaging over 10 rebounds a game. So yeah.
Like, nobody on this team is averaging more than 10 rebounds.
Yeah, man.